Hey NFL fans, we need to have a very serious chat. Okay, Lions fans, I very much feel for you. You guys got screwed over out of a win that you deserved. I mean, there's no way around it. You guys were just handing the Packers, you're just kicking the Packers' ass all game. And then the officials very clearly biasly favored the Packers in the game. There's no other way to put it. That was probably the most fixed officiating I have ever seen in a football game. It was very clear that the refs wanted the Packers to win, and the fact that some of them, the ref that was announcing one of the penalties was smiling about it like it was something to be proud of, definitely shows. And this was, what's bad when even the color commentators are calling it out. Even the post game is calling it out. Even a lot of Packer fans are calling it out as an undeserved win. I know that there are some Packer fans that are bringing it up like, we had a bad call against us in 2014, so it's okay for another team to get screwed over. Just because it happened to you doesn't make it right. Officiating should be better, not be getting worse every single damn year. It seems no matter what solution the NFL does to make things easier, still teams get screwed over, especially if you're the Lions, because God forbid that a NFL franchise that's mostly known for being a basement team in their division actually has an upset win. Ooh. Yeah, this is going to be a more ranty type video. I really don't have anything planned for this. This is just giving my thoughts. I would have recorded this last night, but I did have some folks sleeping, so I want to go ahead and do this morning in case I get a little loud and, whatever. And I should clarify, as some of you do watch my sports videos, I am an Eagles fan. But I'm going to stick up for the Lions here because what happened was just absolute bullshit. There's no way around it. It's just freaking bullshit what they did to them. The NFL just really loves screwing over the Lions, sadly. It's like, oh, the Lions are about to do something actually impressive? Nah, we'll just screw them over again. Because we just love watching that. We just love beating the Lions into the ground. Yeah. And this is not the only game, too. I should also say, there's been also other crappily officiated football games this year. This is probably the worst officiated season I have ever seen, and that is saying a lot. It's like not even a competition. This is like on the level of when there was that NBA ref who was fixing games. It is like that level of bad. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if there was like a whole scandal thing that popped up where the NFL referees were found out to be fixing games just because of how atrocious the calling has been this year. Oh, and also the fact that they've missed some penalties on Green Bay, such as 13 men on the field. Who know that NFL refs can't freaking count past 11? Like I said, this is going to be all very much disoriented. I'm just giving my thoughts as they go, so please bear with me, even if this rant is kind of disjumbled with a bunch of different points here and there. Just really terrible officiating this season. Honestly, at this point, there needs to be an action taken, especially after a very crucial game. And I have a feeling this is going to be a game that is going to... And the Lions aren't even that bad this year. They're a decent team. This is probably going to be a game that's going to be the one that keeps the Lions out of the playoffs. Like they have, say, like a 6-1 season and whatever. And then it's just like, oh, screw you. That one game that was fixed just takes you out of the playoffs. And also, I'm pretty sure that, where am I going with this? Oh yeah, and Trey Flowers is also pretty pissed too. He was the guy that had those 2 BS penalties called on him. The same penalty when he was grabbing right here, apparently that's a face mask or block to the face or something like that. Since when was this a face? When did this just suddenly become a face? Tell me. When? Win. 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 And you might be going, well, you're an Eagles fan. You shouldn't be outraged by this. I can be. Had this happened to my team, for one, I'll let you know that I would be very pissed as well. It's because at the end of the day, it's just bullshit and it's unfair. And yes, I would be upset if it happened to a rival team like Dallas, Washington, or New York Giants. I'm really kind of lost for words. Just wow, what incompetency from NFL officiating. Just how low do you have to go? Did these people even read an NFL officiating book just before they came onto the field? How much was their bet on the Packers last night? Because let's be real, as I said, the Lions were kicking the Packers' ass pretty much all night minus the second quarter. Yeah. And that kind of loss is demoralizing for a team. So as I'm going to elaborate on my prediction a little bit better, either the Packers are going to miss by this one game of getting the playoffs, or this is where their season falls apart and they just kind of give up because the NFL clearly has it against them, especially this season since they also had some really bad calls against them against the Chiefs. And honestly, this is a Lions team that should very well be 3-0-1 right now. There is no way around it. That should be their record. You cannot convince me otherwise. And I really do feel for you, Detroit. I really do feel for you. You were robbed again just because the NFL just loves kicking you over. Now, this does affect other teams too, as it just shows how freaking incompetent the officiating is and how they don't even know their damn rules to this game anymore. So you can just sit back and be like, oh, it's not my problem until your team gets screwed over by a bad call. Because mark my words, your team is going to get screwed by a bad call. It's going to happen. There is no way around it. And who knows, it might have already happened and I'm talking just purely this season. It is, and this was, and I've seen a lot of really bad calls too in games. But this, it honestly takes the cake. You have every reason to be angry, Detroit Lions. You have every reason to be passive-aggressively pissed, Trey Flowers. And what can you really do? I mean, if you stop watching their games, that kind of hurts your team more than it does the NFL. It's a very much a lose-lose situation. There really is pretty much nothing we can do about it. We can only hope that Roger Goodell does something about it. And there's really nothing more to say here. I'm really sorry, Lions fans. What happened to you was rough and bullshit. I really do feel for you, and I'm sticking up for you. And I just hope you guys have the best of luck in the season going forward. That was an undeserved loss. And yeah. We can only hope that the officials who are officiating that game get fired at this point. And yes, they deserve to lose their jobs, in my opinion. Because when you freaking screw up that badly at such easy calls and miss other blatant calls in this game, like the 13 men on the field, then you've pretty much just failed at your job and you should just be booted off. At this point, I trust drunk fans at a bar who on calls more than I do on the actual officials. Yeah, I said it. I trust very biased people more than these officials at this point. Now, Green Bay, look, I don't have anything against you, but take your undeserved win and get out of my sight. Anyways, that's pretty much all I have for now. As you can tell, this is very much on the fly, and it's just something I really had to get out there. And let's see what team the NFL decides to screw over next. So, yay!